Hello, welcome back to my series on playing Hearts of Iron 4 with the Soviet Union. The Spanish Civil War is hopefully just finishing up. I still have my tank divisions there, but as long as Germany has troops there, I imagine it'll be tough nut. So we shall now look towards the rest of our forces and end up seeing what we can do. We still are planning to head to the south, so probably our next focuses will be heading down this branch. We finally got rid of the purge penalties, but unfortunately we are expecting a civil war sometime. Not sure quite when that'll happen, but all we can do is try to be ready for it. I am building up some more units, mostly to stand on the border of Poland, expecting Germany to attack eventually, hoping to get at least 100 units on the border there. As I said before, with the Civil War we will lose some units, and I'm not sure how that will change things, but hopefully we can get through it and then stand up to Germany so they aren't tempted to instantly invade us. I have several forces on the southern border ready to push into Iran once we get our focus. Let's have a look at how we can change our government. We still have possible we might want to get our popular figurehead, especially if national unity comes into gets involved with the Civil War. It might be based on our national unity. I wonder, in fact, I could probably even just justify against them. 200 days. So Germany annexed Austria, and France and Britain look like they're planning to becoming allies. Finished our rehabilitated military focus. We can go through. Actually, we need. Okay, to get rid of the Trotskyite plot purged, we have to do this, which unfortunately means we have to be at war with a major power. So, in the time it'll take for us to fabricate a claim, we will have finished our southern thrust, giving us focus against conquer focus against Iran and Iraq. So it might not be worth fabricating a claim, and besides, I'll just continue to build up. So we can have a look at. Oh, we finished that. Again, we have a. This is another case. We have a years ahead of time penalty, but the cost I feel is low enough that I can go for improved artillery, and it'll allow me to switch over normal artillery to that earlier, because waiting until 39 will take several months anyways, so in my mind it's better to get this now, earlier, suffer the small penalty, instead of waiting till 39 and then researching it. So I'll take that now. Oh, low manpower. We still have several 100,000, but it looks like they're trying to push out of their pocket again. So maybe I can try to push around and drive to Karuna again, hopefully cutting them off from any supplies. So once we finish this battle, we shall wait and see if we can drive into here. See if we can quickly surpass. They're out of. Okay, and thanks to my fast-moving tanks. Oh, they still have the Germans in that. Darn it. See if I can cut these off. Try to whittle them down slowly. Okay, looks like Japan is getting pushed out of China, so that'll be interesting. I do have a mod where the Chinese have their own unique focuses, so it might be stronger. Although there has been several times that Japan has been able to completely push in and conquer China, so. Still 5 tanks here. Oh, and Italy's cut off 3 Italy. So apparently the Spanish and Italians are eager enough to fight in and push to try to take the territory, but the Germans are staying guarding the port. So again, maybe we'll try to push us out. We can just fall back. It doesn't seem like we're able to easily push in. Oh, it looks like Germans might be pushing in, but I still think they're keeping their main focus. Oh, okay. There you go. Thanks to the Spanish, they were able to do what I failed to do. And they successfully completed the Civil War. Good for Spain. So now my troops are heading back. Now I have a full army, full 24, which is the maximum a general can have, full of mountaineer divisions, and they are at least level 2 trained. So the Munich Agreement, guess Germany successfully got the Sudetenland from Czechoslovakia, and this is another tidbit from the new focuses. There's a small island, forgive me if I'm, oh, should actually take the time. Turn off night, I'm sorry again, if anybody is suffering from the night, day-night cycle. But Sweden demanded these islands from Finland, and Finland, instead of possibly starting a war, decided to give it over. So we finished our Red Fleet. Gives us a few extra dockyards, which we might need if in the future we want to expand our navy. So now we can head to the Comintern, which increases world tension by a small amount. Not it matters too much right now at 36%, but France and the United Kingdom both get communist influence. This might slowly turn them communist. Considering I've been finding that Britain has been exerting influence throughout, democratic influence through various countries, I figure it's just suitable that I exert some influence on Britain. Now, continue to unpause. As I said before, oh, this is another thing. One of the mods, the area around the Dardanelles Strait is actually a demilitarized zone, and this is a focus Turkey has to remilitarize it. So they decided to do that. Hopefully, without any more interruptions, we can deal with this. And so I've set their front line on the borders of Iran. So now I will draw them. Okay, or maybe I'll pause it just so we don't get any more interruptions. So now I'll try to draw a offensive line of where I want them to push. So Tabriz is a large city in Iran and a focal point a lot of their industry. So it'll be good to push onto that and claim it quickly. So I'll draw a small offensive line. Look over the quick push into Tabriz. If I want to draw another offensive line around Tehran, we'll try to sweep in through here along the coastline of the Caspian Sea. So I just hold down the right mouse button, click where I want to go. If I hit tab, I can alternate between either making it a initial thrust from my front line, or I can switch it to being a secondary after I complete my first offensive line. So there I have that. These are just small cavalry units, and currently they are weak. So I'm just planning to have them hold the line, but I will... They only have 7 units, which is tough. But I will draw them a small offensive line just to hold this city, to try to claim the city of Mashhad. So, just draw a small one there. There's a river here, which I don't want them to cross, otherwise they might suffer penalties. So, but if they can push quickly to Mashhad and claim that, I might not even have them initiate that plan, but having it there allows them to, if I so need them to. Now I might also, I have an airport here. It can only hold 200 planes, but I might ship down some fighters and close air support or tactical bombers just to help out, even if it's just 200. I believe these are all just naval bombers, fighters. So perhaps, okay, click that, have them, actually have multiple airports there. Since I only need 200, I'll ship them down to Baku. So we completed another, we finished our... Still need much more, actually. I should. Since we're finished our equipment, I will keep these lines because eventually we'll switch to infantry equipment 2, and we'll need some lines to. I could probably be better instead of canceling this whole line to reduce these, so I still keep most of my efficiency if when I switch to infantry 2. Still need some tanks. And actually, I might suppose. Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't. I forgot. Sorry for any comments. I forgot to switch over. So 200 days. But now research logistics company, because especially in these farther regions, supply is going to be an issue. So logistics company reduces supply demands. Before I forget, poor tanks. Oh, and I even have my self-propelled artillery. So get a line started on them. And now, even when you put self-propelled artillery into your divisions, they don't require as many as you have tanks. So these lines won't have to. These lines I won't have to have as many as I will want in my tanks. So get those set up. Eventually I'll move to mechanized units, so all I will need to keep at least some motorized for my support equipment, because field hospitals, logistics, and signal companies all require trucks. So I'll keep that, but since I've filled it up, unless I make more motorized units, I won't be needing them for a while. So what I might do, these guys, I am still for the main line here, so I'll keep cranking these out. Almost done my second run. What I might do is just add a couple to bolster this Army of the Interior, which currently just merely has cavalry units, but I'll put some mountaineers, because as I said, all of this territory in here in the Himalayas, it's all mountainous, so if I'm going to be pushing south much, I will need more mountain troops. Saying we have no template for artillery yet, I'll let them build up a bit, still complaining about manpower, but I don't think we need to change for our laws yet. We can go to limited conscription, or even extensive conscription if we have to. But currently it's not necessary, I don't think. I'll set their mission, since they have enough range to fully cover Iran's territories. They have full efficiency. Oh, these are still... No, they are now. I'm not sure if... but I'll set them on normal operations, just so I don't lose them terribly quickly. We're finished our first new land doctrine. So here we get a supply grace of another 48 hours on top of the 72, I think, is initially. So now we can hold out for 2 more days without loss of supply, and even our out of supply bonus or penalty is reduced. Now we can go to deep battle, which will increase our organization, but also give us a much better entrenchment bonus. So on our defensive line here along Poland, it'll help that much more. So we'll continue along that. We still have not yet unlocked any of our extra research slots, which is unfortunate, but as I said, it was important for me to try to reconcile Japan, get them on our side, and so we've been focusing on other things. So it might not look like we even have to worry about Japan though. China seems to be pushing them well out of their territory in Manchuria. I just want to work more and more on tanks. We'll have to open up a new line for medium tanks once we get there, but until I research that. We are almost done all of our factories we set up, and so now if we go down the there's a focus on the Stalin line, which will give us forts along this border. Will be helpful, but I am interested in bolstering our defenses further, so I will put a series of forts along this defense. Build them up to level 3 right now. That'll, for each level you can get a 15%, or the attacker suffers a 15% penalty. Okay, so Slovenia, Germany demanded Slovenia from Yugoslavia, and the Allies gave in, and I think gave them that territory. So Germany might actually be looking for a southward expansion. We've finished our Comintern, which means we can now go to our southern thrust, which will hopefully allow us to attack Iran. And we can continue on our fort building. Now, forts are quite cheap, especially compared to factories. They're about a third. It takes only, imagine, a week or two to build up a level of a fort. And I'm not doing it in every province because I feel it'll take much longer, twice as long in fact, if I build it in every one. Plus, this will give, if they do manage to push into this territory, they will still have to attack these nearby ones in order to have a strong front. Otherwise, they will. It is possible they could just easily push through and surround it, but I'm hoping until I can build a complete line of forts, having it every second province will be strong enough. Again, fingers crossed. Still have several cavalry units in this force. But since we still have some army experience, I have. Okay, so my volunteers have returned. They're still in their own separate army, but I will put them back into the mobile army. It's just saying reassign all the forces, any orders, which I have none, will be lost, and Roxovsky will go back into the pool. They're moving down to join their comrades. But since we have some excess experience, we can have a look at our divisions. Now we have a few more support battalions. We can add a recon company and a field hospital to our infantry. Require more trucks and supplies. This is fairly strong, but I think we'll still add a recon company. They'll have these. As I said, we will wait with these until we get our lovely Katyusha trucks. And then we can add into this and then start building some of those. But let's have a look. Just to balance it out, I will add another tank. And we can add... Engineer company does add... Oh! Here we have... Our civil war is finally underway, so... The Fourth International reawakens Stalin's fears and traitors in the party. So, imagine, I went soft on all my generals, and Andrei Vyazov led a revolt against me. So, let's see how bad it is. So, officers revolt. Parts of the Soviet Union High Command have risen in revolt against the leadership of Joseph Stalin. It's unclear... Oh, hang on, let's pause while we read. It's unclear exactly what has caused this uprising, but it does not seem to be a particularly well-planned effort to seize power. Soviet political situation may not be as projected to the outside world. So, they've declared war on us. So, thankfully, we still have several units here. So, let us take... Oh, they've not quite joined up, but... Oh. Let's put our... Hoping not to have to move... Okay, so... Oh, we lost some of our tanks. Most of our NKVD have stuck with us. So we'll put them on the path to Moscow. Most of our northern front seems to have abandoned us. But it looks like a lot of our south... Now, fortunately, I'll have to use these... well, I want to use those against the south here, so I'll delete all their orders there. I can keep these there, hopefully. I won't need them. So I will put them on a front line there. Oh, looks... No. Our bombers just shift... Oh, we lost some bombers. But... Put them... there. And so... Draw... Front line... Not there. Up to the river. Hopefully, claim that quickly, march through. Hopefully the... Not sure what to call them. Federals don't have a lot there. Okay, I'll slow down time just so I can... Now, I imagine... Well, big push is going to try to get to Stalingrad with my tanks. So, first draw fairly wide. Cautious not to get into the yellow because I'm sure that's the computer telling me that it doesn't have enough forces. Now, finished our... What I might want to... As I said before, I do have a fondness for heavy fighters. Don't need the naval bombers. Oh, good that I haven't. And I'm hoping I don't have to move my main army to try to contain this. But let's see if we can try. I don't know, I might just have to move them. So they are so large, just order them to... Did I do that wrong? There. I think I might have just misclicked and told them to go all to territory, but okay. Now, my southern army can try to initiate their plans. They're not all in position, but it doesn't look like they're... Oh, some got ferried over to there. So, but hopefully the Federals don't have many... Okay, so I'm dispersing my main army across there. Have enough here. Okay, now that I'm actually fighting, I think I might start to use... Problem is I might not... Don't have to worry about the only military one. Wait a second. I might just do this regrouping. Okay, my tanks continuing to try to push. Looks like they have at least claimed that. Until my main army... Let's see if these NKVD can try to push. Probably because I have so many force moving into that area. So there's one other thing I can do. Let's expand. Not sure what level is a good infantry level for a large army, but especially try to increase them all to level 6. Looks like... Okay. We have now completed that. Unfortunately, we are in the middle of a civil war. So, but that allows us to do some of these others, like finally reach down to possibly... I am thinking of going to collectivist propaganda just because it increases our national unity. And none of these increase unity. Plus gives us some other, like increased research speed is nice. And gives us some... But it is relatively quick to get... Oh, needs both of them. Never mind. But, so I think I'll start Stalin Constitution. Okay. Just want to see... Yeah, we can immediately declare war on Iran once we complete our... territories. We are now successfully pushing again with our tanks. They're perhaps they can make a pocket here. Now that I have a unit defending that. Oh, I lost the tank. Darn it. They're moving in here at the same time I decided to move out my tanks, so that caused them to fall into a pocket. My main troops are now repositioning back on this side, so I will have a full containment. Probably meaning... no, they took Baku. Okay. Now I can continue with my southern thrust, try to push up here. Not sure if the NKVD troops will be able to do that, but give him an order to fill in that pocket. Looks like my southern army is pretty much finished there, so I can have them move up to here, try to link up those forces along the river. Not sure if that's the Volga. I imagine this is the Volga, whatever river that is. Okay, we are done with all of our ships. Unfortunately, we don't have any other good ships yet, so I'll just have them building convoys right now. I will have to research some cruisers and maybe even battleships. I do like their super battleships. Oh. No, we got it for 2 more years. So hopefully we can finish this quickly, move down here, and attack Iran and Iraq with our war goals. Stop those NKVDs. I might even be able to pull them back or move them to a different front line now that I have my main army covering most of it. Looks like it is fairly static there, so have him stop and regroup. Don't want to lose any more tanks. Have him move his front line, reposition them a weaker part, and I can have them try to cross this river. Normally I just push up to rivers and then stop and then build up a planning bonus to be able to push across it, because rivers do suffer penalty. But if there are few units here defending, it should be alright. Looks like they've developed a number of pockets. They're able to withdraw those. Oh. The Southern Army has completed their task, so looks like they can continue on. Have them try to move in, claim more territory. I imagine if I can push to Stalingrad, that'll be the end of the Civil War. Well, I imagine he has some of the tanks are here around these pockets. There's one. So as soon as I get that, it'll be freed up. He will be happier. And then we can continue our push here. They even took one of our tanks. Oh, and Germany is here, trying to help out. But I think it'll be too little. Okay, wait for him to rejoin the lines. This pocket is almost completed. They will then move to there. Looks like they have pushed past the river. Hopefully they can... Oh, oh well. Roughly the same thing. Just want to try to push into their lines. Oh. Well, let's see. Okay, they have completed theirs. So let's try to take this little pocket here. They're claiming here. Fortunately, it's spreading out, so it's not quite as quick because they're trying to claim all of this territory here. But it doesn't look like there's any enemy forces here, so it'll basically just be the time moving into that territory. And KVD have their little lines here. Looks like they're trying to push a little bit, but it's all fine. Still complaining about supplies in here. Undoubtedly they have very little infrastructure. Have a look. Well, it's up to 5, but I think it's just the number of forces in there. Certain territory, certain infrastructure can only support a certain number of forces. Oh, I imagine these are the new ones that were assigned to this army. It just got produced. So by control clicking on the front line, I can order them to join that army immediately. Looks like we are closing this pocket. You guys are continuing. Okay, looks like Germany has basically annexed Yugoslavia, set up Croatia. We have finished our constitution. So now I'm planning to go down to collectivist propaganda. There are a lot of benefits down positive heroism, like you get a couple good general staff members, increased research time, or decreased research time. Not sure if anybody has ever done kamikaze strikes, but even though we lose this access to the research slot, we still have this one. And if we went down here, we'd lose this one anyways, so going to go and try to get our unity up, so if we ever are invaded, possibly by the Germans, we won't have to, we will have a stronger sense of unity. Oh, Tanatuba. Good job protecting that. If there were any forces here, they might have invaded. So, finally finished our logistics company. Now we can, well, we still have to do radio to get our signals company. But I think I will now start improving, now that we've gotten to 39, start improving all of our, first I'll get here because it gives a nice entrenchment bonus, so stacking all of our entrenchment bonuses hopefully will be very good on the defense. I do like to get one of these industrial concerns early on because it does help build up your infrastructure. So I think I'll get the electronics because we're doing okay with our industrial, but well, it depends, I suppose, how much. There is always the question, how much do you need radar, especially if you're on offensive a lot. The decryption is good, not terribly necessary, whereas industrial is always necessary. You always want to be building that up. But okay, yeah, I think I'll fill in the industrial. Still have no template with our artillery, but that's fine. I'm not sure. You can see how many of them we've built up. Only 23. Building one every 10 days. But so we'll stock that up. As I said, there's not as many needed as tanks, but might as well wait a little bit more before we change, possibly until we end this civil war. So unpause again, finish that up, cut those guys into a pocket. Low manpower. We are getting down to 300,000, so I probably will need to change. Our conscription laws. I just want to finish off this. Tanks are working, although our tanks are getting spread down to here. So I might just want to stop them, clear all their orders, and redo their front line. Just to help push on Stalingrad. I said, I think that's the important thing. I'm gonna move. Okay, they've claimed that. Should be the southern army should be able to clean up all of this. Push onto there. I think we captured most of the, well, a lot of their forces in this pocket, so they probably don't have many in front of Stalingrad, hopefully. Tanks should be able to just drive in there. My main army is just holding the lines. I guess I can tell them to. Slowly clean out this pocket. Tanks are working their way to Stalingrad. It's going fine. We can have a look at how Europe is looking. Here is the new country of Croatia, independent state of Croatia, puppet of the Nazis. And it looks like the German Reich took Serbia here. Albania is still here. Not sure. I think Bulgaria tends to join the Axis eventually. Hungary most likely join the Axis. Well, I think Japan might have launched another invasion of China here, and they're trying to spread out. Still boosting the popularity. It is at 50%, so you never know. It might be possible they might flip to communism soon. They're still not in a faction, so that's going well. Okay, looks like we've taken Stalingrad. Clear out these pockets. Okay. Well, I guess we can continue on our march. Still a couple of units in there that were cut off. So I can add a new battle plan. Southern Army. Let's try to clear up that. Close this pocket. In fact, I can probably just tank move in to claim that. Moving, must be through the forest. It's having trouble. Okay, can let those starve. These guys can try. They don't like having to cross the river, and there are a few forces there. So, what other cities do they have? I guess they have a city here. Can give these fellows a plan to try to claim that territory. They only have the small force, it looks like. I don't know if they have any other cities other than Astrakhan. Not winning there, but we are pushing around north, so we should be able to cut them off. And Kishinev. These guys start moving in to close off, take out this pocket. Don't need any expeditionary forces. Some people found it can be a bit problematic accepting because apparently you can't return them and you can't modify them, so you're kind of stuck with them. Usually I think imagine people just decide to put them on garrison duty. There we go. So we successfully won our civil war. I guess it is a question, is the time, effort. We lost some of our army, lost some of the forces in our army. But by this time we might have had removed the effects of the purge anyways, so I'm not sure if it's that much better. We did successfully keep a lot of our good generals that we would have had to liquidate, send them off to the Gulag. We can move the southern front back to here. Now that we have a war goal, we can immediately declare war on them, which is nice. Instead of fabricating a goal, which, you know, tells them what we want to do, they can prepare for that. Instead, we can get them by surprise. I will have to rebuild. Well, I did lose a few tank forces, some to a lot of them to the rebels. I lost one of them because of mismanagement. That's entirely my fault. And we did lose a lot of forces here, but thankfully Finland isn't really an aggressive nation. And that's about it. So we'll just have to wait till our southern forces get into position. On pause here. And now we can start looking at improving our units. So I'm actually going to remove that. And I'm going to put in our light artillery units as well. Maintenance company. I'm not sure how much. I imagine engineering company is good with everything. And then as well as a logistics company, just to help out their supplies. Okay, we have finished our propaganda. Our unity is now up to a firm 85%, which is nice. We can go down here now, but probably most important to get that research slot as fast as possible. So we will go down these, which will give us even more factories, which will be nice. So continuing that, also perhaps it might be time even for a theorist. Now, I do tend to like going for the air warfare theorist just because they do. All theorists give you experience bonus slightly per day. I guess except nuclear scientist, rocket scientist. They aren't theorists though. Do still have Tukhachevsky, which is nice for mass assault doctrine. However, I do like going for the air one because you tend to easily get land or army experience just through combat. Air experience is a bit harder to come by unless you're actively being attacked and having a lot of air attack. So okay, we still have Rudenko. Battlefield Support Doctrine. I imagine that's probably not the one I picked, right? Yeah. Curses. If I'd have remembered about him, it would have been good to go down here. Grab the... Might even be... Might be tempting even to switch. Air superiority. I do like this one just because it gives the agility to fighters. And I thought there was one for... No, I think I'll keep on going down this one. So pick Guten Golan Knov. It is very tempting just to, as I said, I do like getting the air war fence. If I'd have remembered about Rudenko, probably would have gone down the other, but we'll go with Lavanov. Now I think I'll take a break here while we prepare for our invasion of Iran and Iraq. And so I thank you all for watching this video, and I hope you join me for next time, now that we've dealt with our civil war.